So, capture of state institutions means if somebody comes in with a weapon or making demands in PD, HP, or any state owned facility.
You hear that? Any state owned. Any. Next one. 1.2 taking power by force. If I am correct, taking power by force. If, let's say, because I've seen this a couple times, let's say you got a couple gang members roaming around HP, and basically they trying to get pills or something. Nobody's giving it to them because they're being hostile. So technically, they will try to take over HP. So that would be my definition of taking power by force. If I am wrong, I will be corrected on it. All right, 1.3 taking hostages or kidnapping. If any faction member, police, or HP member is on vacation and they are being taken hostage or kidnapped by any gang members, if and only if we are successful at apprehending the suspects without any casualties, you can hit them with a 1.3 taking hostage or kidnapping. Any questions on any one of those three? 1.4 fatal collision with a pedestrian. Fatal collision if you witness a pedestrian get hit by somebody else and they die. If you catch them, you can hit them with a 1.4. 1.5 attempted theft. I've seen this at least one time. Somebody, if pedestrian or somebody random like a gang member walks up to somebody and attempts to rob them for, let's say they do try robs this person for a certain amount of money. uh the tries, and if it's successful or not, it depends, but you can hit them with attempted theft. 1.6 robbery of a police officer. If you have a suspect in the back of your cruiser and they hit do not do I keep saying do. If you have them in the back of your police cruiser and they hit try steals like officer's donut or something in the vehicle, you can hit them with a 1.6 robbery of a police officer. Any questions about any one of those? Again, I will be corrected if I'm wrong. 1.7 uncoordinated entry onto territory protected by law, which is PD and HP. If anybody's refusing to leave the private property and is asked to do so, and we show up, we can hit them with a 1.7. 1.8 collision with a pedestrian. If you witness a pedestrian get hit by a vehicle and they are still alive, if you apprehend the suspect who hit them, you can charge them with a 1.8. 1.9 discharging weapon in public place. If you see, well, 1.9 doesn't always necessarily mean shooting. It can also mean if they do have their weapon out, you can hit them with a 1.9 and you can detain them, and if they do not have their gun license. 1.10 bribery of an officer. If you have a suspect in custody and they do send you money, it is not considered bribery unless you try to send it back and they keep sending you it again. That point in time, you can hit them with a 1.10. 1.11 murder of a civilian or police officer. That is an automatic state charge. So only in the gray areas that's not in the death zones, which is in Compton. Those are the areas where no charges will be pressed on anybody. 1.12 Assault on a police officer hitting. If you get hit by a vehicle or if somebody punches you, that is a 1.12. To my knowledge, that is another state charge that is automatically put on. Any questions on any of those? That is criminal charges. All right, we're moving on to civil charges. Very civilized. Really not, but they call it what they want. 2.1 Harm or damage to state property. If you are driving your cruiser and you get hit by somebody else, you can charge them with a 2.1 harm or damage to state property. Any questions about that? If you don't interact, if you can, damn, I don't even know how to say that. You can't even do that. All right, so if you have a description of the vehicle, if you can remember the description of the vehicle, just let dispatch know that you got hit or VDM by like a Dodge, like a white Dodge with black rims, black tinted windows. Like if you could remember the description like that and post it in the chat, we'll be able to locate it. Yeah, so since you unbadged, you can't really do anything, but anything that happens, you let us know, and we will be out there looking for him and give him the charge for it. All right, 2.2 harm or damage to private property. If you are driving your personal vehicle, technically you are still a police officer, and that is your private property. If another unit is driving around and they witness it, they can get hit they can hit them with a 2.2 harm or damage to private property even if you hit an EMS vehicle that is private property.
Or spray painting and tagging any private owned houses or businesses.
You was gonna let me say it? You see how Bruce just take the good ones before I can say it because I'm too slow.
Do better.
I'm trying. All right, next one. 2.3 false calls to police or emergency services. If you see in the full chat, which I've been through one time, EMS or anybody requests PD to their location because they're claiming the commotions going on, like fighting, shooting, or anything like that. When you show up and there's nothing going on, whoever placed that call, if you do see them or request to see them, they can be charged with a 2.3 false call. Any questions on that? 2.4 debauchery, turning on music after being asked to turn it off, spitting in someone's face, etc. 2.4 can also be used if they, uh, yeah, though if they don't turn off the music or if you search a suspect's car if needed to, or if you have probable cause, if you find any drugs or paraphernalia, you can hit them with a 2.4. Any questions on that? 2.5 murder threats or murder. If you are in a situation where you detain a suspect for murdering somebody in front of you, a civilian, a cop, Anybody. You can hit them with a 2.5 murder, or in the other case, if you have them in custody and they're threatening to kill PD or kill everybody, you can hit them with the murder threats murder. They both fall under the same category, 2.5. 2.6, insulting a state employee. If a civilian was to say, hey, you're ugly, your mother too, this and that, you can hit them with a 2.6. I don't want to say nothing else more aggressive than that. 2.7, extortion. Let's say that a civilian is trying to extort Mr. Bruce over here for some money, saying that he has a so called claim against him for whatever reason. He is extorting him for whatever his needs is. Am I correct? Let's move along from civil violations. Any questions on that? Yes, ma'am. No, you would actually put in the number of the violation, so that way, even if they do ask you like what is the charges for, like what does it mean, the numbers is just to show you where the charges is and you can read it to them, and also so they can read it too. It's a public information book, so they can easily just go to it and read what violations they have and why they got it. My favorite one of them all, administrative. 3.1, resist an arrest. If a suspect or anybody is running from you in the middle of a traffic stop or in the middle of you trying to detain them for any valid reason, you can hit them with a 3.1. And a 3.2, disobeying a police officer, that will fall under it too because they are disobeying lawful orders that you are giving them. And also, if you're in a traffic stop and they refuse to turn off their engine, you can also request for them to step out the vehicle, and you can hit them with a 3.2. Any questions on 3.1 and 2? Alrighty then. 3.3, aiding the resisting of arrest. Let's say you are arresting a gang member and one of his crewmates showed up to try to help him get free. If somehow, some way you manage to apprehend him too, you can hit him with a 3.3. Any questions? 3.4 is violations of traffic rules, driving in the opposite lane, hitting poles, and running red lights. Any questions on that? Swerving in the road, driving backwards, that sort of stuff. 3.5, assault on a civilian. If you witness a civilian being assaulted and they are not fighting back, you can go apprehend the suspect and hit them with a 3.5. 3.6, refusal to present requested documents, ID, or documents, weapons, license, in that matter. Any questions on any one of those? Taxi drivers, yes. The bus drivers, no. I've just been informed recently that the bus drivers now have a time limit, so I would not even bother messing with them unless they're doing like something really serious to get pulled over, I guess. All right, that is it for your macros and violations. Just give me 1 second before you end that body cam. All right, now you may end your body cam footage.